In Hinduism, Kal is referred to as time. This is the same term which also means death in Hinduism. We have often heard some terms like yug, manvantara, kalp, and so on. So let us explore each of them one by one. The Hindu notion of cosmic time is cyclic, unlike the linear concept. The Hindu notion of time consists of four major cycles: the Yug cycle, the manvantaras, the kalpas, and the full life of the creator deity Brahma. There are four yugs with decreasing length: the Satyug, the Treta Yug, the Dwapar Yug, and the Kali Yug. And each cycle of four is called a Mahayug. 71 Mahayug is equals to 1 Manvantara, and 14 Manvantaras is equals to 1 Kalp. The life of Brahma is made up of 36,000 kalps and the same amount of nights. This is the simple model of the time cycle as per Hinduism. Each Manvantara is ruled by a Manu, and each Manu has a distinct group of Saptrishis, gods, and Indra. Manu means the progenitor of the human race. Manus are the first man of every Manvantara. The 14 Manus in chronological order are Swambhuva, Swarochish, Uttam, Tamas, Revat, Chakshush, Vaivatsu, Savarni, Daksha Savarni, Brahma Savarni, Dharma Savarni, Rudra Savarni, Dev Savarni, and Indra Savarni. The Manu of our present Manvantara is Vaivatsu Manu. Swambhuva Manu is believed to be the son of Brahma and is also sometimes called as Manu because he was the first Manu of the first Manvantara of the present Yuga. He is also believed to be the author of Dharma Shastra. Along with a Manu, each Manvantara has a group of Saptrishis or the seven celestial sages and Indra as well. Indra is generally known as the Vedic god of thunder and storms. With the exception of the yugs, at the end of each cycle there is an event of destruction, marking it as such. Between the four yugs there is no specific indication of the end. At the end of a Manvantara, the universe is partially destroyed. The period between Manvantaras when the universe is in a dissolved state is called Sandhya. There are 15 Sandhya periods. One before a Manvantara, 14 in between them, and one before the end of a Kalp. At the end of a Kalp there is a Pralay, which is often translated as dissolution. This destruction is temporary, however, because the living beings from that Kalp can still be reincarnated in the next day or night of Brahma. At the end of the life of Brahma, sometimes called a Mahakalp, everything is completely destroyed. After this Mahapralaya, everything is fully absorbed into Parbrahma, and the living creatures can no longer be reincarnated. As per Hinduism, there are four yugs into which the lifetime of the universe is divided. These yugs represent the four stages of human civilization, from the most pure and enlightened to the most corrupt and ignorant. Each yug lasts for a different duration, with Satyug being the longest and Kali being the shortest. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthaman dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. It is believed that in every yuga Lord Vishnu takes avatars in this world when there is a mishap between the understanding and performing of dharma and establishing the same. Four yugas in chronological order are the Satyug, the Treta Yuga, the Dwapar Yuga, and the Kali Yuga. The Yuga cycle is the cycle on which the universe revolves. With this chronology, the length of the Yuga cycle decreases 25% with every yuga. Therefore, the proportion comes to 4:3:2:1. So to state, the Satyug is the longest with 1,728,000 years, that is 4,800 divine years. Then comes the Treta Yuga with 1,296,000, that is 3,600 divine years, followed by the Dwapar Yuga with 864,000, that is 2,400 divine years, and the last Kali Yuga with 432,000, that is 1,200 divine years. Each yuga is divided into 4 periods. The main period of the yuga is the yuga proper, which is preceded by Yuga Sandhya, that is dawn. The Yuga Sandhyams, the dusk is followed by the dawn of the era, with each twilight lasting for 1/10 of the primary period. It is understood that each of the 4 yugas is linked with one of the 4 universal powers of Maya. Satya Yuga. It is the first of the yuga cycle in the Hinduism religion, preceded by Kali and followed by Treta. This yuga is calculated to be the longest of all 4 yugas. This yuga was the stage of truth and humanity. The work followed in this yuga was the purest form of its own. Satya Yuga or the Krita Yuga is also known as the Golden Age. It means the age of truth or sincerity, also abbreviated as Satyuga. This yuga out of the 4 holds the most significance. It had knowledge, penance, and meditation. It had all the pillars of Dharma present in totality. Dharma, represented in the form of a bull, had 4 legs in this yuga. Lord Vishnu took the incarnation of Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narsimha in this yuga. It is believed that the average human lifespan in this era began with 100,000 years and then with a gradual decrease to 10,000 years. Human life in this era would not fall ill. Treta Yuga. It is the second of the 4 yugas, also known as the Silver Age. It is preceded by Satya Yuga and followed by the Dwapar Yuga. In Sanskrit, Treta means a collection of 3 things. So in this yuga, people experienced 3 avatars of Vishnu, being the 5th, 6th, and 7th. In Treta Yuga, Vishnu is incarnated as Vaman, Parshuram, and Ram progressively. This yuga experienced the essential factors of livelihood, mining, and agriculture. The average human lifespan was decreased to 1,000 to 10,000 years. Despite the seemingly adverse effects, this yuga was also a source of knowledge of universal magnetism, which helped humans comprehend the forces of matter and the true nature of the universe. One of the 2 major Sanskrit epics, Ramayana, is in the Treta Yuga, in which Ram was the avatar of Lord Vishnu. Dwapar Yuga. The 3rd yuga, also known as the Bronze Age, in the time stage is known as Dwapar Yuga, which means 2 pair or after 2. In this era, humankind was tainted with dark and evil qualities. They weren't as strong as their ancestors. Diseases were widespread. It was in this yuga that Krishna Dwayapayan, also known as Ved-Vyas, bifurcated the Veds into 4 parts: the Rigveda, the Samaveda, the Yajurveda, and the Atharvaveda. It was the Dwapar Yuga that encountered the greatest war of all time, the Mahabharata, which took place between the Kauravas and the Pandavas at the battlefield of Kurukshetra and lasted for 18 days. Kali Yuga. The 4th yuga, also known as the Iron Age, is the worst of the 4 yugas. It is preceded by Dwapar Yuga and followed by the next and the new cycle, Satya Yuga. Kali Yuga is the present age of time in which we currently are living, and it is said in the Shastras and Vedas that Kali Yuga is full of conflicts and sins. The average human lifespan is 100. Kali in Sanskrit means discord, quarrel, contention, or strife.